1,000 tons. These quantities of chemical weapons are now unaccounted for. Dr. Blink says, quipped that mustard gas is not normally. You are supposed to know what you get with it. We believe Saddam Hussein knows what he did with it, and he has not come clean to the international community. We have evidence these weapons existed. What we don't have is evidence from Iraq that they have been destroyed or where they are. That is what we're still waiting for.
At that moment, we're an automatic pilot as far as you're concerned. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, I respect that. But now, it seems to me the Secretary of State might have a slightly different problem. Secretary of State might be sitting there and saying, now look over there on that side. Now, I remember so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and 12 people on this side, they're all the ones that said they didn't want to use force. Now, I'm going to have to go tell the president now that we should, or Secretary Cohen, unleash whatever it takes to get it done. And our military assessment is the same as the Major's. The Major's assessment is, privately held but publicly acknowledged later, that airstrikes alone aren't going to do this. Saddam's not going to cave on this. So, now here's the deal. I recommended the president have at it and let the chips fall where they may. A reasonable position for the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State to take. But I respectfully suggest, Major, they have a responsibility slightly above your pay grade. Slightly above your pay grade. To decide whether or not to take the nation to war alone, or to take the nation to war partway, or to take the nation to war halfway. That's a real tough decision. That's why they get paid the big bucks. That's why they get the limos and you don't. I mean this sincerely. I'm not trying to be flip. Because I think, and that's what I've said at the outset, the reason why I'm glad you did what you did, we should come to our milk. We should make a decision. But in terms of whether the Secretary of State has no more to consider than you do as the arms inspector. You didn't get in, didn't get my job done, get me in. Period. You made the deal, right? That's the deal. A deal's a deal. Get me in. Scott Ritter, I'm ready to go. That's not how it works. Now, maybe it should work that way. But wouldn't you acknowledge, if you were President of the United States and Secretary of State, you'd sit there and say, now, okay, well, Scotty Boy didn't get in. We said he should get in. We want him to get in. It's important that he does get in. They're not going to let him in, so what are we going to do now? We know that France and Russia aren't going to be with us. We're quite confident China's not. We've already run those traps. They're not there. We're not sure where the United States Senate is, but have at it, boys. Go get them. And by the way, Scott and the boys say air power's not enough. I think it's a legitimate debate, Major. I think it's a legitimate debate. But I don't think we should be putting it in the context of you have somebody up there at state saying, look, how can we please a lot of disagreement? We want to let this guy out there hanging. We're not this one. It's a very practical decision. Same kind of decision General Powell made. Same kind of decision President Bush made. Every president, every Secretary of State has to do it. Like I said, they get paid more than you. The job's a hell of a lot more complicated than yours. They may have made the wrong decision, and you brought it to light. We should address it. We should say straight up where we are, and we should do it. And for that, I thank you. But it's above your pay grade.
He made the decision, we're going to war with Iraq. I said, we're going to war with Iraq? Why? He said, I don't know. He said, I guess they don't know what else to do. He said, I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments. And he said, I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. He reached over on his desk and picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs in the Secretary of Defense office today. And he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran.
All praises to Yahweh. Baha means end up. Sham, name of the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus or Christ in the English tongue. So today we're going to go over Micah chapter 2 and 2. Actually, we'll start at 1, verse 1 and read down to 2. And sorry about uh, for some reason my phone, since I had did that video, for some reason my camera is not focusing. So I'm still going to do the lesson. And just bear with me, just listen. You don't have to really see it, but I'm also going to tell you where I'm at. I'm at Micah chapter 2, verse 1. And it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. You see that? So this is how this is how um uh the military is able to go to these other countries and do what they do. Okay, because um the power is in their hand. Esau E has the power in his hand to go and police the world, to go to other countries, to take their resources and leave the people poor. This is the power of E, the power of the devil himself. Okay, let's go to verse 2, and it says, and they covet fears, and they covet fields, and take them by violence. You see, so American military put all of their might, their army, their power, their military, all of their weapons. They have these tanks laid out in fields, right, ready to take the land. It say in houses and take them away. You see that? So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So this is the work of E. This is what they do. As you seen in that video, the guy didn't even know why they was going to war. They just wanted to go and oppress their people. You see? And this is why the scriptures say that the devil words will be smoother than butter, but violence is in his heart. Okay? So it's the same way today. So let's go to we'll go to let's see, chapter 1. We'll go to chapter 2. Okay, it says, therefore, thus said the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily. For this time is evil, and that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a deceitful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He had changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he had divided our fears. So these people covered fields, go to different lands, take the land from the people, take the resources, and leave the people poor. This is the work of E, right? This is what they do. And the scriptures still states that, so I wanted to share that with you guys, because the Most High is going to bring wrath on these people for what they did. Yep. So let's go to Zephaniah. It says chapter 2:1, and it says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired." The nation not desired is just the Israelites. Okay, these people are not. These are the people not desired to know the history, know where they come from, know where they going, and know the Lord. It say before the decree bringing forth, bring forth before the day pass as the shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord anger come upon you. Seek the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness, it may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. See that? So this is why you're supposed to be resting in the Most High sanctuary, which is this book, this Bible, and His Word. Trying to prepare yourself and get your house in order before the day of destruction. See? You see that? So we are that nation that's not desired uh, to know our history, to know the the coming of the Lord, to know the Lord, you know? So it's up to you to seek the Lord and get yourself right before He brings destruction to and judgment to Babylon. So I wanted to share that with you guys this morning. Uh, uh, because we finna get ready to go through something that the scriptures say that we never seen on the earth before. And how we're gonna make it through that is by being in the Most High Word and His truth, and um, resting in His sanctuary, which is this book, this Word. See that? So everybody out here looking to get rich, looking to to have all this wealth in these last days, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna, you know, a rich man is not gonna enter into the kingdom of the Most High, or shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. See that? So this is not the time to be looking to get rich, but looking to be rich in His Word. You know, that's the riches that we need: having His truth, having His Word, and being enlightened to this truth. You know, cutting back on all the negativity, and trying to do more righteous thing before the Lord get here. So, uh, let's go to um, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and 15. It says, "If any man, therefore, if any man be in Yahushua, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away." So you have to become a new creature uh, when you're in this truth. You know, because what you've been taught uh, is not the truth. It says, "Behold, all things are become new." See that? So you have to become a new creature in this walk, in this truth. Letting go all those old things you've been taught, you know, that goes against the Most High and His truth, His Word. It's saying all things are of Yahweh, who had reconciled us to Himself by Yahushua and hath given to us the ministry of reconciliation. So we are blessed to be in this truth, because he gave this word to us, not everybody. So sorry about this. Somebody was knocking at the door. But it says, so we definitely got to be in this walk, in this true walk with the Most High, claiming, coming back to His truth and our heritage, because the children of Israel heritage was taken away from them, and a different identity was put on them. So when you walk in this truth, you when you walk in this truth, you claim your identity. You come back to your culture, to your heritage, which are the children of Israel. Okay. Uh, let's go right here. It says 5:19 says to wit that Yahweh was in Yahushua, reconciling the word unto himself, not imputing their trespass unto them, and had committed unto us the word of reconciliation. Okay, so everything is about this word of truth. The Most High word is His sanctuary, and this is how you rest in His sanctuary, by reading the Bible. It says, now and then we are ambassadors for Yahweh, as though Yahweh did beseech you by us. We pray you in Yahweh stead, be ye reconciled to Yahweh power, for He had made Him to be sin for us, who knew no sin, that we might be made the righteousness of Yahweh power in Him. See, so we're going to be made righteous through Him, through His word, keeping these, having hope and faith, and keeping these commandments to the best of our ability. While we're on this side waiting on the Lord. So I want to share that with you guys today. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Hope this is an edifying lesson. I'll be back with the next one, and I'll be back. Peace.